Be me. There are people you dislike for rational reasons, and then there are people the universe appoints as your patients. Brooke Bennett falls into category 2. Met her in high school, back when life was simple. Show up, do homework, survive group projects. Brooke turns that into an extreme sport. Flashback. First time I learn her name. She's in front of the class, smiling. Not a friendly smile. Teacher doing the random pairing thing. Anon and Brooke. Brooke looks me up and down. Oh, she says. Great, I got assigned to Mr. Perfect. I blink. I haven't even spoken. You don't need to, Brooke says. I can tell. Immediately understand her whole brand. Confident, sharp, annoyingly quick. Try not to hate her on principle. Try to be normal. Show up with notes like a functioning human being. Suggest we split the work. Bring printed sources. Brooke arrives 10 minutes late. Drops her bag. I'll do the presentation, she says. You do everything else. Stare at her. That's not splitting. Brooke smiles. Sure it is. I split it into fun and not fun. Grip pen. You're unbelievable. She leans in just slightly. You're predictable. Somehow, we still get an A, which makes her unbearable, because success doesn't humble Brooke. It empowers her. Next day hallway, she passes me. Try not to carry your GPA with your whole personality today. I stop. You're still talking about the project? She doesn't even slow down. I'm talking about your entire existence. She says it. My friends think it's hilarious. I think she needs a hobby. Years go by. Pattern established. If I answer a question in class. Brooke rolls her eyes so hard NASA could track them. If a teacher compliments me, Brooke whispers, she's probably impressed by him. If I wear a nice shirt, Brooke, he decided to impress someone today. Worst part. She's not wrong often enough for me to relax. Then comes the chair incident. The day I learn Brooke doesn't prank. She makes statements, walk into class, set backpack down, see Brooke sliding into my seat. I stare. That's my chair. Brooke looks up. Is it? Yes. Brooke nods, pats the seat. Not anymore. I lean forward. Are you 5? Brooke smiles sweetly. Are you going to cry? I do not cry. I choose violence. Pick up her chair, move it to the other side of the room. Brooke stares. I stare back. Silent Cold War, but with plastic chairs. Teacher walks in, pauses, looks at the new seating arrangement. Everything okay? Brooke hits him with a smile so polite. We're collaborating, she says. I nod, aggressively. Teacher blinks. All right then. Brooke leans toward me, whispering. You're annoying, I whisper back. You're insane. Brooke smiles wider. Thank you. That was high school. Brooke didn't ruin my life. She just made it more interesting. Eventually graduation. We go separate directions. Years later. Adult now. Have a job. Walk into a Monday morning meeting. See her name on the agenda. Brooke Bennett, new hire, strategy. Feel a deep ancient irritation awaken from hibernation. Look up. There she is. By the coffee machine. Wearing a blazer. Same expression she had at 17. We make eye contact across the room. Her mouth curves into that small, sharp smile. She says, loud enough for me to hear. Oh. Pause. No. I walk over. Adult posture, adult tone. Good morning, I say. Brooke looks me up and down again. You work here, she says. I do, I reply. Brooke nods once. That explains the corporate vibe. The corporate vibe, I repeat. Brooke gestures at me. You look like you enjoy making spreadsheets. I glance at the coffee machine. You look like you enjoy making problems. Brooke smiles. We're both thriving. And so begins the workplace war. Except now we're adults, so it's meetings and deadlines instead of stolen chairs. Brooke fights like a professional. She politely asks questions in meetings that make my reports sound flimsy. Sends emails that start with, just to clarify. I fight back by being unbothered, by staying calm, by being competent, because competence is the best revenge. And also, according to Brooke, my only personality trait. One meeting. Ms. Holloway asks for my numbers. I start to answer. Brooke cuts in smoothly. I'm sure Anon has the numbers, she says, sweet as poison. He always does. He probably color-coded them. I look at Brooke. They're not color-coded. Brooke tilts her head. So you're slipping. Ms. Holloway looks between us. I smile politely. They're tabbed. Brooke's eyes narrow. Of course they are. Mark from the next desk leans in, whispers. Bro, she's your villain origin story. I whisper back. She's a headache in business casual. Mark grins. Same thing. Even Priya from finance has opinions, and Priya's opinions are always accurate and slightly terrifying. One day at the copier she goes, You know she remembers you from school. I stare. Obviously. Priya raises an eyebrow. No, I mean, she remembers you on purpose. What does that mean? I ask. Priya shrugs. It means she enjoys this. Hate to admit it, but part of me enjoys it too. Not because I like fighting, because Brooke forces me to stay sharp, and beating her at anything feels satisfying in a deeply petty way. Then the universe hands me a new problem. My phone rings mid-afternoon. It's my mom. I answer. Hey, Mom. Her voice is cheerful. Hi, honey. Just checking. Are you still coming this weekend? I freeze. This weekend. Yes, she says. Your dad's birthday dinner. Everyone's coming. Aunt Carol is flying in. Grandma Ruth is bringing her special salad. My stomach tightens. Right, I say. Of course. Mom continues, voice getting that loaded casual tone. And, sweetheart, just so you know, your cousin's bringing his girlfriend again. I wait. I know what's coming. Mom pauses, then drops the family question. So, are you bringing anyone? I should say no. Instead, my brain self-destructs publicly. Yeah, I hear myself say. I'm bringing someone. Silence. Then my mom's voice jumps 2 octaves. Oh my goodness, really? A girlfriend? Yes, I say. Instantly committed to the lie. How long? She demands. I stare at the wall, searching for a believable number. A while, I say. Mom gasps. Why didn't you tell me? She's private, I lie smoothly. Mom makes a sound that's half joy, half victory. Oh, sweetheart, that's wonderful. What's her name? My brain blue screens. Need a name? Open my mouth. Hear a voice behind me. Well, Brooke Bennett says, this is interesting. I turn slowly. Brooke is behind my chair holding a folder. Like she's been there the whole time. Eyes flick to my phone, then to my face. Then her smile sharpens. I cover the mouthpiece. Hiss. How much did you hear? Brooke's grin widens. Enough! Mom's voice from the phone, impatient and excited. Anon? Honey, are you there? I stare at Brooke. Brooke stares back like this is premium entertainment. She leans down a little, whispers only for me. You have a girlfriend, she says. That's adorable. I lower my voice. Don't. Brooke raises her eyebrows. Don't what? Don't get involved, I warn. Brooke's smile turns sweet. I'm not involved, she says. Tiny pause. Yet, Mom again. Anon? Who's that in the background? I swallow. Brooke's eyes glitter with mischief. She mouths the word, girlfriend. I force calm into my voice. Yeah, Mom, I'm here. Mom softens. Okay, tell me her name. I look at Brooke Bennett. Brooke doesn't miss a beat, leans toward my phone and says clearly, Hi. Mom goes silent for half a second. Then she deploys her warmest voice. Oh, hi, sweetheart. You must be the girlfriend. Brooke's smile turns angelic. Yes, Brooke says. It's me. I stare so hard I almost sprain my eyeballs. Brooke continues, smooth as a professional liar. Anon was just about to tell you about me, she adds. Mom makes a happy sound. Oh, I knew it. I knew he had someone. I cover the phone again, hiss at Brooke. What are you doing? Brooke whispers back. Saving your life. You're killing it, I whisper. Mom cuts in. Bring her, please. I don't care if she's shy. Tell her I'll make her comfortable. Brooke leans toward the phone again. I'd love to come, she says gently. Watch Brooke perform sincerity. Mom practically melts through the speaker. Oh, honey, I'm so excited. We'll see you this weekend. Can't wait, Brooke says. I end the call before Brooke adopts my grandmother, too. Screen goes dark. I turn to her immediately. Brooke raises a finger. You're welcome. I stare. Why did you do that? Brooke blinks innocently. Because you panicked. I didn't panic, I say. Brooke's eyebrow lifts. You lied to your mother, stalled on a name, and went silent. That's not panic, I argue. That's strategic delay. Brooke smiles. Sure. I rub my forehead. This isn't funny. Brooke taps her folder on my desk. It's a little funny. It's not, I insist. Brooke leans in. It's extremely funny. I'm not bringing you to my parents, I say. Brooke tilts her head. You already did. That was a phone call. Brooke stays calm. Your mom thinks I'm real. You heard the joy. I stand. This is done. I'll tell my mom I made it up. Brooke's eyes widen slightly. Wow, she says. You're going to crush her. I pause. Because she's right. My mom doesn't want gossip. She wants me happy. And I handed her a shiny fake version of happy. Brooke watches my hesitation. There it is, she says. Your conscience. I exhale. I'll handle it. Brooke's voice softens just a little. Or, we can handle it. I stare. She lifts her folder. I have a proposal, she says. I narrow my eyes. This is blackmail. It's not blackmail, Brooke says. Blackmail is ugly. This is collaboration. I give her the flattest look possible. We don't collaborate, we argue. Brooke smiles. Exactly. That's why it'll be believable. My brain lags. What? Brooke leans on the edge of my desk. Your family expects a girlfriend, she says. You already introduced one. Congratulations. The lie has a social security number. I stare. You're insane. Brooke nods. Yes. Then she continues. You need me for one weekend, she says. I pretend to be your girlfriend. We smile. We eat the special salad. We leave. Done. I cross my arms. Why would you do that for me? Brooke's eyes flick to the meeting room, then back. I need something too, she says. Of course she does. What? I ask. Brooke opens the folder. Inside, printed pages. My proposal for Ms. Holloway. The one Brooke's been poking holes in all week. She taps a line. I want you to stop blocking me on the Carter account pitch, she says. I know you can help. You just refuse because you enjoy making my life hard. I snort. That's your job. Brooke smiles. It can be both our job. I stare at her. Classic Brooke move. Turn chaos into leverage. Make it sound reasonable. So you want me to help you at work, I say, in exchange for you ruining my weekend. Brooke corrects me instantly. In exchange for me saving your weekend. I laugh once, sharp. Saving. Brooke narrows her eyes. If you go alone, your family interrogates you for 12 hours. If you bring me, they focus on me and not your life choices. I point at her. You are one of my life choices. Brooke's smile turns smug. Temporarily. I try to think like a mature adult. A lie is a bad idea. A bigger lie is worse. But Brooke is already in the lie, and my mom is already emotionally attached. Also, I don't love the idea of disappointing my mom just because I got embarrassed. Brooke watches me thinking. Make a decision, she says. I'm busy. I stare. You inserted yourself. Brooke shrugs. And now I'm offering to clean it up. By making it bigger. Brooke smiles. By making it stable. I sigh. Fine, I say. One weekend. Brooke's eyes brighten just a fraction. Good. I raise a finger. Rules? Brooke nods. Obviously. I slap a sticky note on my desk, grab a pen, start writing. Rule 1, I say. You do not call my mother Linda. Brooke opens her mouth. I stare. Brooke closes her mouth, nods once. Fine. Rule 2, I continue. No improvising, no random claims about our relationship. Brooke smirks. You don't want me to tell them you cry during dog videos? I point the pen at her. Do you want me to tell them you still spell check your texts? Brooke's smile falters. That's not... It is. Brooke narrows her eyes. Fine, no improvising. Rule 3, I add. No touching unless necessary. Brooke's gaze drops to my arm, then back to my face. Necessary, she repeats slowly. I do not like the tone. Necessary means to sell the lie, I clarify. Not to annoy me. Brooke smiles. Your existence annoys me. It'll be hard. I write, no unnecessary touching. Brooke leans over my desk. Add a rule about pet names. I pause. Why? Brooke. Because if your mom calls you sweetheart and I don't, she'll notice. I grimace. Absolutely not. Brooke shrugs. Then we'll use something neutral. Like what? I ask, already suspicious. Brooke thinks for half a second. Babe. I stare. Brooke smiles. Too much? Yes. Honey? No. Love? Stop. Brooke sighs dramatically. Fine, we'll just use your name. I point. Good, normal. Brooke smiles. Normal is boring. I glare. We're doing boring. Brooke nods. Fine. Boring fake relationship. I'm writing rules. Brooke reads the sticky note, nods. This is acceptable, she says. But we need the story. The story, I repeat, exhausted. Brooke smiles. How did we meet? How long have we been dating? What's my favorite food? What's your favorite? Stop, I say. We are not doing a full biography. Brooke's eyes narrow. Yes, we are. I lean back. This is one weekend. Brooke taps the folder again. One weekend with a mother who pays attention. I exhale. Okay, fine. Story. Brooke's smile returns. Good, she says. We met at a coffee shop. No, I say instantly. Brooke blinks. Why not? Because it's generic, I reply. And my mom will ask which coffee shop. Brooke frowns. She will. Yes, I say. And if we get it wrong, she'll remember it forever. Brooke stares, calculating, then nods. Okay, we met at a work event. I narrow my eyes. We met at work. Brooke smiles. Exactly, it's believable. We just pretend it was pleasant. I stare. Nothing about you is pleasant. Brooke's smile widens. Thank you. We spend the next hour building the most ridiculous normal story two enemies have ever created. Write down details like we're manufacturing evidence, first date location, what movie we saw, what restaurant we love, what hobbies we share. Brooke insists we had a cute moment where I offered her my jacket. I say that would never happen. Brooke stares for a long second, then nods. Fine, she says. I stole your jacket. Unfortunately believable. At some point, Mark walks by, sees us sitting together, freezes, slowly backs up like he walked in on a crime scene. Am I hallucinating? He asks. Brooke smiles at him. Yes. Mark looks at me. Blink twice if you're being held hostage. I blink once. Brooke kicks my chair lightly under the desk. Mark's eyes widen. Oh my God. I rub my temple. It's not what it looks like. Mark leans closer, whispering loudly. You're working with your enemy. That's forbidden. Brooke says calmly. He's my boyfriend. Mark freezes. I stare at Brooke like she just committed a felony in the casual conversation. Brooke smiles sweetly. For the weekend. Mark's mouth opens, then shuts. Then he whispers, I need popcorn. I point at him. Go away. Mark backs off, still staring. I'm leaving, but I'm not recovering from this. Mark disappears. I turn back to Brooke. You said boyfriend. Brooke tilts her head. Is that wrong? It's a lot, I say. Brooke smiles. Get used to it. We start Saturday. I exhale slowly. This is going to be a disaster. Brooke's eyes glitter with amusement. No, she says. This is going to be entertaining. I stare. Brooke leans in slightly, quieter, almost sincere. And you won't have to disappoint your mom. I open my calendar. Saturday, I say. We leave at 9. Brooke nods. I'll be ready. I point at her again. Don't ruin my life. Brooke smiles. Anon, she says. I'm only borrowing it for 48 hours. She stands, grabs her folder, walks away like she didn't just hijack my weekend, then turns back at the doorway. Oh, she adds casually, I'm allergic to peanuts. I blink. You are not. Brooke's smile widens. You don't know me, she says, and leaves. I sit there, staring at the sticky note rules on my desk, staring at the wreckage of my choices. Truth settles in, heavy and inevitable. I'm about to take my high school enemy home to my family, on purpose, because I was too stubborn to admit the lie already won. Saturday morning shows up the way bad ideas always do. Right on time, 8:58 a.m., standing by my car with keys in hand, rehearsing the lie for the 100th time. We met at a work event. We got coffee. We bonded over mutual ambition. We definitely did not try to strangle each other in high school. Easy. 9 o'clock exactly. Brooke walks out of the apartment building across the street like she's stepping onto a runway. Black coat, sunglasses, hair perfect. Stops in front of me and looks at my car like it personally offended her. "This is what we're taking," she asks. "Yes," I say. She nods slowly. She leans closer, voice low. "Remember, we're in love." I open the passenger door. "We're in a contract," I correct. She climbs in, buckles. Same thing. Start the engine. Already tired. Halfway down the road, she pulls a folded paper from her bag and holds it up. "What is that?" I ask. She looks at me. "Flashcards." I blink. "Flashcards." She nods. "For the lie." Tighten grip on the steering wheel. "You made study materials." She flips one over, reads aloud. "Your mom," she says, "Linda, likes gardening, hates fake smiles." I shoot her a look. Rule 1. She doesn't flinch. "Sorry, your mom, likes gardening, hates fake smiles." "That's better," I say. She flips another. "Your dad, Robert, quiet, observes." She flips another card. "Aunt Carol, weaponized kindness, asks personal questions with dessert in hand." I swallow. "That's accurate." Brooke smiles. "I know." She flips one more, voice shifting just slightly. "Grandma Ruth, doesn't talk much." I nod. "Yes." Brooke looks down at the card again. "What is she like?" she asks. "Truth," I say. "And people who don't fake too hard." Brooke stares at me. "Then why am I doing this?" "Because you already said hi into my phone," I reply. Her mouth twitches. "That was tactical. That was sabotage." She leans back. "Don't worry, I'll be charming." I glance at her. "You don't know how to be charming." She smiles slowly. "That's where you're wrong. I'm charming. I'm just selective." Pull up in front of my parents' house. Childhood home looks exactly the same. Neat lawn, porch light. I turn off the engine, look at Brooke. "Last chance, we can turn around." She looks at the house, then at me. "No, we're doing this." I blink. "You're committed." Her eyes narrow. "Don't make it weird." I open my door. Too late. Walk up to the porch. Before I can knock, the door swings open. My mom in a soft sweater, smile so big. "Anon!" she squeals. Then her eyes snap to Brooke. "And you must be Brooke." Brooke's posture shifts instantly. She gives my mom a warm smile. My face when I wonder if I'm hallucinating. "Hi, Mrs. Bennett," Brooke says. My mom clasps her hands. "Oh, honey, call me Linda." Brooke glances at me for half a millisecond. I stare back. Brooke turns to my mom, still smiling. "Of course, thank you." My mom beams. Come in, come in." And then she just hugs Brooke immediately. Brooke goes still, just surprised. Mom releases her and holds her at arm's length. "You're even prettier than I imagined," Mom declares. Brooke's cheeks go faintly pink. My brain blue screens. Brooke clears her throat. "Thank you." Mom grabs my arm and hisses in delighted stage whisper. "Why didn't you tell me she was this gorgeous?" I whisper back. "I didn't know you'd say that," Mom whispers. "I would always say that." Brooke takes off her coat, then turns toward me. Coat slips slightly, just enough. I see the problem immediately. Top shift slides along with the blouse, revealing a stunning, generously sized bust. Instinct kicks in. I step in front of her. Brooke freezes. Mom gasps. "Anon!" Mom scolds. "Don't be rude." "I'm not," I say fast, still blocking. "Her coat just..." Brooke yanks the coat back into place and shoots me a look that's part shock, part fury. "What are you doing?" she hisses. "Protecting your dignity," I mutter. Her eyes narrow. "I didn't ask." "You didn't have time." Mom watches us. "Oh my goodness," she whispers. "He's protective." Brooke's eyes widen slightly. That feeling when I close my eyes for half a second. Already out of hand. Dad appears in the kitchen doorway. Robert Bennett. Tall. He looks at me. Then Brooke. Then holds out his hand. Brooke steps forward and shakes it. Dad nods once. "Brooke," he says simply. "Mr. Bennett," she replies. I murmur. "Don't call him that." Brooke gives me a small, annoyed smile. "Robert," she corrects smoothly. Dad nods again. We walk into the living room. Aunt Carol is already there, on the couch with a plate of pastries. She looks up and smiles, and it's warm. "Oh," she says, "so this is her." Brooke smiles politely. "Hi." Carol stands and approaches slowly, eyes bright. "I'm Carol," she says, taking Brooke's hands. "I've heard so much about you." Brooke blinks. "You have?" Carol nods. "Yes, mostly from Linda, who has been vibrating with excitement for 2 days." Mom shoots her a glare. "Carol!" Carol turns back to Brooke, still smiling. "So," she says sweetly, "how did you two meet?" Brooke opens her mouth. I cut in immediately. "At a work event." Brooke's eyes flick to me. Carol nods slowly. "Work event. Interesting." Tilts her head. "And when did you start dating?" Brooke's smile stays steady. "Recently." Carol's eyes narrow slightly. "Recently," she repeats. Carol offers Brooke a pastry. "Tell me everything," she says gently. Brooke takes the pastry. "Okay," she says. Then she looks at me. And does something that should be illegal. She slips her hand into mine. My brain short circuits. Carol's eyes widen. Mom makes a tiny happy sound. Dad's mouth twitches. Barely. Brooke smiles at Carol, sweet and composed. "We started talking at the event," she says, "and I realized he's surprisingly funny." I stare at her like she just set a building on fire. She squeezes my hand lightly. A warning. "Don't ruin this." I force a polite smile. Carol leans forward. "Funny," she repeats. "Really?" Brooke nods. "Yes, dry humor." Carol nods slowly. "And what do you like about him?" Brooke doesn't hesitate. "He's steady," she says. "He shows up. He listens." Chest tightens for a reason I don't like, because she doesn't sound like she's acting. Carol's smile softens slightly. Then she asks, still gentle, "And what does he like about you?" Brooke turns to me, eyes sharp. My turn. I swallow. Look at my family. Look at Brooke. Say the first thing that's true enough to pass as fake. She's brave. Brooke holds my gaze for a second, then smiles, small and real. Carol nods like she's satisfied. Mom looks like she's about to cry from happiness. Dad looks away because he doesn't do emotions in public. Carol claps once. "Well, this is adorable." Brooke's smile freezes slightly. I squeeze her hand back once to steady her. And the worst part? It works. Dinner is loud, food everywhere. Mom keeps offering Brooke more. Brooke keeps saying no, politely. Mom keeps ignoring her, politely. At one point, Mom leans in and whispers, "You can tell me anything. I'm so happy you're here." Brooke's expression flickers, something vulnerable under the polish. She nods once. "Thank you," she says quietly. I see it. Mom doesn't. And I realize something I didn't expect. Brooke isn't just playing a role. She's trying. And that's dangerous. Because if Brooke tries, she might get attached. And if she gets attached, this isn't a weekend. This is a mistake with a heartbeat. Later, the house settles. People drift to other rooms. Brooke and I end up in the hallway. She looks at me, voice low. "They like me." I nod. "They do." She narrows her eyes. I didn't plan for that. I give a small smile. Neither did I. She studies my face like she's recalculating the entire mission, then says quietly, "Your mother is too kind." I nod. "Yeah." Her jaw tightens. "It makes it harder," she admits. I understand exactly what she means. "And we haven't even survived the weekend." She looks at me. "We stay consistent." I nod. "We stay consistent." She steps closer, voice even lower. "And no more surprise hero moves," she adds, eyes sharp. I raise an eyebrow. "You mean the coat?" Her cheeks warm slightly. "Yes, that." I smirk. "You're welcome?" She stares, then mutters. "Annoying." I smile. "Predictable." Her mouth twitches. She walks past me. Watch her disappear. After dinner, Mom claps once, cheerful. All right, let's get you two settled. Spine tenses. Brooke's posture tightens beside me. Mom smiles. We set up the guest room, fresh sheets, extra blankets. Brooke nods. Thank you. Mom beams. Of course, anything for you two. Then she glances down the hall and adds casually, It's the only guest room, but it's big. You'll be fine. I stop walking. Brooke stops walking. We look at each other at the exact same time. Both sets of eyes narrow in synchronized horror. Turn back to Mom. Only guest room, I repeat slowly. Mom blinks. Yes. I can sleep on the couch, I say immediately. Mom frowns like I suggested sleeping in a ditch. No, don't be silly. You're adults. Brooke clears her throat politely. I can sleep on the couch. Mom smiles even brighter. Oh, honey, no, you're our guest. Brooke opens her mouth. Dad appears at the end of the hall, arms crossed, expression unreadable. Looks at me, says one sentence. Don't make this weird. Walks away. Verdict delivered. My face when I stare at the ceiling for a second. Brooke whispers beside me. He hates you, I whisper back. No, that means he tolerates you. She flicks her eyes at me. That's the same thing. It's not. Mom claps again. Room's this way. Follow her like two people being escorted to an execution. Guest room is normal. Big bed, 2 pillows, soft lamp, floral comforter. My mother has probably been saving since the early 2000s. Mom stands in the doorway smiling. Isn't it cozy? It's something, I say. Brooke nods politely. Very nice. Mom's eyes glitter. If you need anything at all, just call me. Brooke gives her a warm smile. Thank you. Mom looks at me. Be good, she says. I blink. Mom? She smiles. I mean, be good to her. Brooke's eyebrows lift slightly. Mom winks, then closes the door. The click of the latch sounds way louder than it should. Brooke and I stand there in silence. The bed sits between us. Brooke turns her head slowly toward me. You can't sleep on the couch, she says. I stare at her. I was going to. She shakes her head. Your mother would bring you blankets and questions. I exhale. Yes. She crosses her arms. We stay consistent. I nod. We stay consistent. Her eyes drop to the bed. Then she says, level tone, we divide it. I raise an eyebrow. How? She walks to the bed, grabs a pillow, puts it in the center like she's planting a flag. This is the border. I stare at the pillow. That's a pillow. It's a boundary, she corrects. I walk closer. If my elbow crosses the boundary, what happens? She looks at me dead serious. I file a complaint. I nod. Fair. I grab another pillow and set it next to hers. Reinforcements. Her eyes narrow. You think this is funny? I shrug. A little. She sits on her side and points at the invisible line. You stay there. I sit on my side. I'm here. She nods once, satisfied. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a sleep mask. Black, of course. Puts it on, lies back, voice flat. Lights off. I stare at her silhouette. You're already wearing a mask. Same flat tone. Lights off. I turn off the lamp. Room goes dark. Silence immediately becomes awkward. After a minute, her voice drifts across the darkness. Your aunt is dangerous. I stare at the ceiling. Carol is curious. Carol is a professional interrogator, Brooke replies. I smirk slightly. You're one to talk. Her tone sharpens. I'm honest about it. I nod. True. Pause. Why did you lie to your mother? I blink. Didn't expect that. Because she sounded excited, I say. Brooke's voice softens slightly. So, you didn't want to disappoint her? Yes, I admit. Blanket rustles as she shifts. That's... She starts, then stops. What? I ask. She hesitates. Nothing. Stare into the dark. A few minutes later, she mutters, Your mom hugged me. I turn my head slightly. Yeah. Her voice comes small, almost annoyed. She didn't hesitate. I know what she means. Brooke's used to people treating her sharpness like a warning sign. People don't hug warning signs. She likes you, I say. Silence stretches, then she says low, I don't know why. Because you were kind to her, you were respectful, and you didn't act fake. She goes defensive instantly. I am acting fake. I stare at the ceiling. No, you're acting controlled. There's a difference. She goes quiet again. I can almost hear her searching for an argument. She doesn't find one. Universe decides to test the pillow border. I shift in my sleep, wake up to a sharp whisper. Anon. I blink in the dark. What? Her voice tight. Your knee. I freeze. My knee. It crossed the border, she hisses. I look down. Knee is indeed slightly over the pillow line. I yank it back like I got caught stealing. Sorry, I mutter. Her voice turns instantly suspicious. Why are you apologizing? I stare into darkness. Because it's your border. Her tone shifts. That was normal. I frown. Apologies are normal. Her voice stays quiet. Not from you. I blink. What do you mean? She hesitates, then says carefully. You don't usually apologize. You just stay steady. It's irritating. I honestly almost laugh. So you want me to be less polite? Tone sharp again. No. I smile slightly. Too late. I'm polite. She mutters something that sounds like an insult. Also sounds like relief. Around midnight, footsteps outside the door. Brooke stiffens instantly. I sit up slightly. Doorknob rattles. Soft knock. Unknown! Aunt Carol sings through the door. I close my eyes. Brooke whispers urgently. Don't answer, I whisper back. If we don't answer, she'll think we're doing something. Her eyes widen in the dark. We're not. I know. Carol knocks again. You two okay? Need anything? Brooke hisses. Say something normal, I whisper. You say something normal. She whispers back. You're the nephew. I exhale and call out calm. We're fine, Aunt Carol. Good night. Pause long enough to feel, then, in the same cheerful voice. Okay, sleep tight. Footsteps move away. Brooke exhales through her nose, irritated. She wanted to catch us. She wanted to confirm the lie, I correct. Brooke's voice goes sharp. Same thing. I lie back down. She lies back down. Silence returns, time passes, then Brooke speaks again. Do you ever think, she begins slowly, that we would have been different if we met in another life? I blink. That's not a Brooke question. That's a human question. I turn my head slightly toward her side. In another life, I say, you still would have stolen my chair. She makes a tiny sound that's almost a laugh. Probably, she admits. I smile faintly in the dark. But maybe, I add, I would have stolen it back sooner. She goes quiet, then low. You always did get under my skin. I pause. Because I didn't react. Her voice softens again. Because you didn't break, she corrects. I swallow, keep my voice steady. You didn't break either. Silence stretches, then she whispers, almost annoyed. I didn't have a choice. I stare at the ceiling, and I understand. Not fully, but enough. For the first time, I don't see her as just an enemy. I see someone who learned to be sharp because soft wasn't safe. Chest tightens. I keep my voice gentle. Well, I say, you have a choice right now. She doesn't answer, but the room feels quieter, less guarded. Good night, Anon. I stare into the darkness. Good night, Brooke. Sunday, Dad's birthday dinner, full-scale family production. Balloons screaming, Happy Birthday, Robert. Dad hates attention. Balloons do not care. Casseroles stacked. Grandma Ruth in her chair like a small, calm dictator. And beside me in the kitchen, Brooke Bennett. Simple dress that looks expensive without trying, which is unfortunately Brooke's entire personality. My mom is already orbiting her like she's discovered a rare angel species. Brooke, do you want iced tea or lemonade? Brooke smiles. Iced tea is great. Mom immediately pivots. Anon, get her iced tea. My face when I am suddenly staff. Pour iced tea. Mom watches, tiny nod. Good, she murmurs, satisfied. Brooke leans in, voice low. Your mother is training you, I whisper back. She's testing me. Brooke smirks. Same thing. Hand Brooke the glass. She takes it. Fingers brush mine like it's nothing. My brain reacts like I just got hit with a flashbang. Brooke does not react, which makes it worse. Because when she does things on purpose, I can prepare. When she does them naturally, my entire internal spreadsheet collapses. Think about Mark. Mark would have commentary. Thankfully, Mark is not here. Unfortunately, Aunt Carol is. Aunt Carol appears in the kitchen doorway with a grin. "There you two are," she says. "I was wondering where my entertainment went." Brooke does polite smile. "Hi, Carol." Carol's grin expands. "Oh," she says. "She's calling me Carol." Mom gasps. "We're progressing." Stare at ceiling. Brooke sips iced tea and whispers through her smile. "Your aunt scares me," I whisper back. "She's harmless." Carol steps closer. "Anon, take Brooke outside for a second." "Why?" Carol lifts phone. "Family photos. Your grandmother wants one with you, your father, and your girlfriend." Brooke's posture tightens at the word girlfriend. Then she smooths it out in half a second. "Sure," she says easily. We walk into the backyard, sun bright, grass trimmed, air smells like barbecue, little cousins chasing each other between chairs, uncle telling a story with too many hand motions, dad by the grill pretending he is not enjoying any of this. As soon as we're out of earshot, Brooke leans toward me. "We're doing photos now," she says. I nod. "Apparently." Brooke's mouth tightens. "This is getting serious." "It's a camera." "It's evidence," she corrects. My face when she's right, and I hate that she's right. I look at her. "Relax." She hits me with a look. "I am relaxed." I wait. Brooke narrows eyes. "Stop." I smile a little. "You're not relaxed." She exhales through her nose. "Fine, I'm not." Then she steps closer and adjusts my collar. I freeze instantly, because it's the exact thing my mom did earlier, except Brooke's fingers are cooler and lighter and more careful. And it feels intimate in a way my brain refuses to label out loud. "Your collar is crooked," Brooke says. My collar was fine. Brooke tilts her head. "Do you want to look good in family photos, or do you want to be stubborn?" I stare. Both. Her mouth twitches. "Predictable." "Annoying," I say. Brooke's eyes hold mine half a second too long. And then Carol yells from the patio, "Okay, come here, lovebirds." Both of us stiffen like we got tased. Ignore the word. Walk over anyway. Carol starts placing us like chess pieces. Stand here, Brooke on the left, Anon on the right. Grandma Ruth sits dead center. She looks up at Brooke, then at me, then says nothing. Mom behind the phone. "Smile." Brooke smiles. I smile too. Carol leans in and whispers loudly, "Closer. You look like co-workers." Brooke's smile tightens. I lean closer. Carol makes a disappointed sound. "No, closer." Brooke's eyes flick to me. I lean closer again. Our shoulders touch. Mom squeals softly like she just watched a rom-com proposal. Grandma Ruth stares ahead, unreadable. Camera clicks. Mom calls. "Now one with Robert." Dad steps in, stands beside Grandma Ruth. "Smile," Mom instructs. Dad's mouth moves half a millimeter. Carol sighs like an artist admiring minimalism. "Perfect." Mom lifts phone again, excited. "Okay, now one with just Anon and Brooke." Brooke's posture tightens again. Carol's eyes gleam. This is her sport. We step forward. Mom frames the shot. "All right, put your arms around each other. Casual." Brooke's eyes widen slightly. I stare at Mom. "Casual." Mom nods. "Casual." Brooke turns to me, voice low. "This is escalating," I whisper. "It's just an arm." Brooke narrows eyes. "It's your arm." Sounds ridiculous, but I understand exactly what she means. I put my arm around her waist. Brooke goes still, not uncomfortable, aware. Her hand lands on my chest, light at first, then steadier as she adjusts. Mom's voice rises. "Aw, look at that," Carol whispers. "Hard eyes," I whisper back. "Shut up." Mom lifts phone and goes for the kill. "Okay, now kiss." Silence. Brooke's hand freezes on my chest. My arm stays around her waist. Dad coughs. Some cousin squeals in the distance like a dolphin. I stare at my mom. My mom stares back fully serious. "It'll be cute," she says. Brooke's voice is low. "We don't have to." I could say no. I could stop this. But if we refuse, everyone will know. Mom's face will fall. Brooke's entire weekend of effort becomes worthless. So I do what I always do under pressure. Make a decision. "Okay," I say quietly. Brooke snaps her eyes to mine. "What?" she hisses. I murmur back. "We kiss, quick, for the photo." Brooke stares for a long second, then swallows, jaw tight, nods once. "Fine," she whispers. I lean in. She leans in. Her hand presses lightly to my chest. My arm tightens around her waist just enough to steady her. Mom's phone camera waits like a predator. Brooke holds my eyes a fraction of a second too long, then our mouths meet. Supposed to be quick and controlled, but Brooke doesn't kiss the way she talks. She kiss warm, and my brain immediately stops labeling it as fake. Mom's phone clicks at least 3 times. Carol makes a satisfied sound like she just completed a quest. Some uncle whistles. Brooke pulls back first, eyes focused and unreadable, cheeks a little warm. I notice because I'm not looking away. Mom squeals, "That's adorable." Brooke smiles, "Happy to help." Voice too steady. Then she steps away like we didn't just set something on fire. I follow her instinctively. "You okay?" Brooke keeps walking. "Fine." Dinner happens, food, laughter. Mom forcing Brooke to try dessert. Dad pretending he's not impressed by Brooke's manners. Brooke plays the role perfectly, laughs at the right moments, asks Grandma Ruth about her garden, compliments Mom's cooking. Mom looks like she's about to declare a national holiday called Brooke Day. And I keep noticing things I don't want to notice. Brooke's smile softens when she's not trying. She watches my family with something between wary and curious. She relaxes a little when Mom touches her shoulder and calls her sweetheart. Catch Brooke's gaze across the table. It holds mine for a second. Then she looks away. Realize we're both managing something. Later that night, back to the guest room. Door clicks shut. Air changes immediately. We stand facing the bed. Pillow border still there. Looks pathetic now. Brooke's voice quiet. "That kiss," she says. I nod. "Yeah." Brooke crosses her arms. "You didn't warn me you were going to say yes." I meet her eyes. "You didn't warn me you were going to kiss back." Brooke's eyes widen, then narrow. "I didn't." She stops. Because we both know she did. Room goes silent. Brooke's jaw tight like she's wrestling her own thoughts. "This was supposed to be a weekend," she says. "It still is," I reply. Her eyes flick down to my mouth, then back up. And that tiny movement does something violent to my self-control. I step closer. Brooke doesn't step back. My voice stays low. "Are you upset," I ask, "because we broke the rules? Or because you liked it?" Her breath catches, eyes sharpen. "You're not supposed to talk like that," she whispers. I hold her gaze. "Why?" I ask. "Because it makes it real." Brooke swallows, voice quieter. "I don't do real," she says. I nod. "Neither do I lie. Brooke narrows eyes. "You do real. You do real all the time." Exhale. Truth sits in my chest like a brick. "You don't have to be sharp with me," I say. She goes still. Words land hard because I'm not teasing or fighting. I'm offering. Brooke's voice small, almost angry. "Don't," she whispers. "Don't what?" "Don't be decent," she says. "It makes this harder." I step closer again. She stays still, eyes glossy with intensity. "I don't know what I'm doing," she whispers. I lift my hand, brush a strand of hair away. Her breath tightens. My touch stays gentle. "Then stop trying to do it right," I murmur. "Just do it honestly." Brooke looks at me like she's deciding whether to shove me away or pull me closer. Then she does neither. She whispers, reluctant. "Close the door." "It's already closed," I say. She narrows eyes, cheeks warm. "Then..." She stops. I smile slightly. "Then what?" Her voice drops. "Come here," she says. And I do. Brooke holding on to me like she doesn't want to be brave for once. Me keeping my hand steady because I know she'll bolt if I move wrong. Pillow border gets kicked to the floor, and neither of us acknowledges it. We spend a wonderful night with each other. After, quiet room. Brooke lies on her side facing away. then turns slightly, voice softer than I've ever heard. "This was a mistake," she whispers. I stare at the ceiling. "Was it?" I ask. She doesn't answer right away, then honest. "I don't know." I turn toward her. "I do," I say. Brooke flicks her eyes to mine. "What?" "It wasn't fake," I say. She swallows, then, almost annoyed. "Go to sleep." I smile faintly. "Yes, ma'am." She narrows eyes, but it's not anger. Something softer. And for the first time since high school, I'm not thinking about winning. I'm thinking about what we just started, and how it already feels bigger than a weekend. Monday morning, back at work, feels illegal. Not because crime, because I spent the weekend pretending my enemy was my girlfriend, and then stopped pretending. Now I'm at my desk staring at a spreadsheet, brain replaying exactly one thing. Mark slides into the chair across from me, squints at my face. "You look peaceful." I don't look up. "I'm tired." Mark leans closer, dramatic whisper. "Tired, or emotionally altered by forbidden romance." I finally look at him. "There is no romance." Mark's eyebrow climbs. "Then why do you look like you got hugged by destiny?" "I got hugged by stress." Mark grins. "Same thing?" I return to my monitor. Mark keeps staring, then casually. "So, did she come with you to the family thing?" I freeze half a second. Mark's grin widens. "She did." Exhale. "Yes." Mark nods like a proud coach. And what?" His eyes glitter. "Did you survive?" "Barely." He softly slaps the desk. "That's my boy." I point. "Don't say that." Mark ignores me. "I want details." "You're not getting them." Mark sighs, offended. "I supported you." "You mocked me." Mark shrugs. "Same form of love." After 5 weeks, I'm sitting at work. Phone buzzes, text from Brooke. "Can we talk? Not here." That should make me nervous. I type, "Where?" Brooke, "Your place, after work." Stare at screen. Type, "Okay, get home." Brooke is standing outside my door, not leaning, not scrolling, standing still, arms crossed, jaw tight. The Brooke Bennett stance. The one that means she already planned 3 exits and is considering all of them. I unlock the door. She walks in, turns to face me. "We need to talk," she says. I close the door gently. "I assumed." She scans my face like she's searching for weakness, then too quickly. "This is not a big deal." My face when that sentence is never true. I set my keys down. "Okay, tell me what's going on." Brooke swallows. "I've been thinking." I nod. "Dangerous." She shoots me a look. "Don't." I lift hands slightly. "Sorry." She hesitates, then pulls something from her bag and sets it on my kitchen counter. Small paper pharmacy bag. My stomach tightens. I stare at it, then at her. "What is that?" Brooke's voice goes flat. "Evidence." I blink. "Evidence of what?" She narrows eyes like she hates the fact she has to speak. "Of consequences." Air in my kitchen becomes dense. She reaches into the bag, pulls out a pregnancy test box. I don't move, don't speak, just stare like it's a wild animal. Brooke snaps. "Don't say anything." I find my voice carefully. "Brooke, why is that on my counter?" She tightens her jaw. "Because my body is doing suspicious things." I pause. "Suspicious things." She nods. "Things have been weird." "What kind of weird?" She points at the box. "The kind where I woke up and thought about breakfast and got mad at breakfast," she says. "I don't even eat breakfast." I stare. I rub the back of my neck. "Okay, so you bought a test." She glares. "I bought 3. I blink. 3. She nods, offended by the number like the tests forced her into it. "Because I don't trust plastic." I repeat like an idiot. "You don't trust plastic." Brooke snaps. "Plastic lies." Take a slow breath. "Have you taken them?" She hesitates, then admits like she's confessing to arson. "Yes." Chest tightens. "And..." She looks away, then back, jaw hard. "They were positive." Sentence lands so cleanly it doesn't feel real. Brain tries to argue. Body does not care about arguments. I step closer, calm outside. heart doing cage match inside ribs. Are you sure? Brooke goes clipped. I took 3. I nod once. Right. She narrows eyes. You're too calm. I look at her. I'm not calm. She points at my face. You're doing the steady thing. I hate the steady thing. I exhale. I'm steady because if I panic, you'll explode. She opens her mouth to deny, closes it, because it's true. I didn't plan this, she says quietly. I know. She armors back up. This was supposed to be a weekend. I know. Frustration flickers over her face. Then she blurts. I don't even know if I like you? I pause, raise an eyebrow. That's a lie. Brooke's eyes widen. Excuse me. You came to my apartment with 3 pregnancy tests, I say. That's not what people do for someone they don't like. Her cheeks warm. That's not... I keep my voice calm. We're going to handle this. She narrows eyes. Handle, meaning what? You're going to solve it with a spreadsheet. I almost smile. Don't tempt me. Her expression wavers, annoyed, stressed, and something underneath. Scared. Then she says it, quieter, expensive to admit. I don't want to do this alone. I step closer. Good, I say, because you won't. She blinks quickly and looks away. Stop, she mutters. Stop what? Stop being decent, she says again. It makes it harder to be mad at you. I nod. Then don't be mad. She scoffs. That's not an option. I lean against the counter, still watching her. Okay, step by step. Brooke instantly suspicious. Step by step. First, doctor, confirm it properly. She nods once, clipped. Second, we decide what we're doing. Her eyes sharpen. I decide what I'm doing. I don't argue. Fine, you decide. I support. She stares like she's waiting for the joke. Then she points at me. And if you tell anyone without my permission, I will ruin you. I nod. Fair. She narrows eyes. You're not scared. I shrug. I've been scared of you since high school, built immunity. Her mouth twitches. For half a second she almost smiles. Then she looks at the box again and the fear returns. I don't know how my family is going to react. I nod. And my coworkers, she adds. They'll never shut up. I nod again. Brooke snaps. Why aren't you panicking? I meet her gaze. Because panicking doesn't help you. And because I'm not mad. She stares. You should be mad. No, I say. I should be responsible. Brooke mutters like the word tastes bad. Responsible. You make it sound easy. It's not easy, I say, but it's simple. She exhales through her nose, then grabs the edge of the counter like she needs it. I'm going to say something. I wait. If you're going to treat me like a problem to solve, she says, I'm leaving. I hold her gaze. I'm not. She narrows eyes. Then what am I? I don't hesitate. You're Brooke, and you're scared, and you're allowed to be. Her expression flickers. Annoyance tries to rise, fails. She looks away. I hate you. I nod. Classic. She snaps. Not funny? I shrug. A little funny. She glares, then quieter. I hate that you're here. I understand what she means. Answer the part she can't say. I'm not going anywhere. Silence. Then she reaches into the bag again and shoves the box toward me. Hold that, she orders. I take it automatically. She walks into my living room, turns back, arms crossed. Okay. We go to a doctor, we confirm, then we figure out what to tell people. I nod. Agreed. She narrows eyes. And no one can know yet. I nod, then say carefully. My mom is going to notice something is off the second we step into that house again. Brooke's jaw tightens. I know. I watch her for a moment. Ask the next thing gently. Do you want me there when you tell her, or do you want me to stay out of it? She hesitates. Pride fights. Then she mutters, Be there. I nod once. Okay. She stares like she can't believe she said it, then points again. And don't let her call me her daughter. I raise an eyebrow. You're worried about the wrong thing. She glares. I'm worried about everything. I nod. Fair. Then her face tightens. Hand to her stomach. Immediately snaps. I'm fine. I don't move. Just watch her. She narrows eyes. Stop looking. I lift a hand. I'm not judging. She mutters. Your kitchen smells like soap. I cleaned. She looks offended. Disgusting. Then she marches to the bathroom. I stand there holding the pregnancy test box, staring at the wall. From the bathroom, muffled and sharp. Anon? Yeah. Don't tell Mark. My face when I almost laugh. I won't. Immediate response. If he already knows, I'll blame you. I look down at the box in my hands. Fair, I say, and I mean it. Next morning, phone buzzes at 6:12 a.m. Brooke, doctor, today, before work. Realize when Brooke is scared, she turns into a military scheduler. Respected immediately. Pick her up outside her building. She gets in the car, wearing sunglasses. It is still basically night. Tell her she looks suspicious. Brooke, I am suspicious. My body is betraying me. Start driving. Ask how she's feeling. Brooke, angry. Say that's an emotion meant physically. Brooke, also angry. Nod. Brooke, don't start. Tell her I'm not, I'm driving. Brooke, good. Keep doing that. Arrive at clinic. Everything is beige. Everyone speaks in soft voices. Brooke checks in with a calm face. Almost. Waiting room time. We sit 2 chairs apart. Across from us, lady blasting videos at full volume. Toddler chewing something that is absolutely not food. Man in suit reading pamphlet. So you're going to be a parent. Brooke stares at pamphlet. Lean in. Ask if she wants me to grab one. Brooke, no. Hiss mode. 2 minutes pass. Brooke, maybe. Still hiss mode, just quieter. Stand up. Retrieve pamphlet. Hand it to her. Brooke snatches it instantly, then looks at me. Brooke, don't read it. Say I wasn't going to. Brooke, you're the type to read it. Shrug. Tell her I'm the type to highlight it. Brooke, I hate you. Nod. She reads anyway. 1 minute later, she whispers furious. Brooke, it says morning sickness is common. Common. Ask calmly if it's happening. Brooke lifts her eyes slowly. Brooke, not yet. But if it does, I'm suing. Nod. Nurse finally calls. Brooke Bennett? Brooke stands up instantly, then hesitates and looks at me. Nurse glances at me. Partner? Brooke's mouth opens to correct reality. I answer smoothly, yes. Brooke shoots me a look that says, do not get attached to that word. She does not correct it. We walk back. Exam room. Brooke sits on the edge of the chair, arms crossed. Nurse takes vitals, asks standard questions, types everything in, looks at me again, and you are? Smile politely. Anon, here with her. Nurse nods. Support system. Brooke, flat, temporary. Nurse, sure. Brooke glares at the computer. Doctor comes in, friendly. Brooke remains rigids. Doctor asks questions. Brooke answers with clipped precision. Then comes the moment, the confirmation. Brooke stares at the wall while the doctor goes through next steps. Blood work, timeline, options, follow-up appointment. I listen, Brooke listens, doctor leaves, silence lands. Brooke turns her head toward me. Brooke, well, nod once. Yeah. Brooke, don't do the steady thing. Tell her I'm not. Brooke, you are. Keep voice quiet. Brooke, you're not alone. She stares like she wants to argue on principle. Exhales through her nose. Brooke, fine, but don't get heroic. Say I won't. Brooke looks away. Brooke, this is insane. Nod, yes. Brooke, stop agreeing with me. Tell her I can't. She's correct. She looks offended by correctness. Outside the clinic, cool air. Brooke stands still, arms crossed, staring at the parking lot. I wait. I do not push. Eventually she speaks. Quiet. Brooke, we have to tell people eventually. Nod. Brooke, I don't want the office to know. Say I know. Brooke, and your mother is going to figure it out. Admit my mother figures out everything. Brooke, I don't want pity. Tell her she won't get pity. She'll get intensity. Brooke, what's the difference? She groans and rubs her forehead. Brooke, we set boundaries. Nod. Brooke, no surprise announcements. Agree. Brooke, no family group chats. Almost laugh. Tell her she's going to hate my aunt. Brooke, I already do. Brooke, No one at work can know until I say so. Hold up hand, understood. She watches me a second, then quieter. Brooke, but if someone notices, you back me up. Nod once, always. She swallows, looks away. Brooke, low. That was an order. Say I know. Back to office before lunch. Step onto the floor. Priya looks up. Priya misses nothing. She looks at Brooke. Then me, then Brooke again. Neutral face. Brooke keeps walking. I follow, doing my best normal employee cosplay. Mark pops up from behind his monitor, stares at my face, stares at Brooke, stares at me again, whispers, "Why do you both look serious? Keep walking. Deadlines?" Mark, "You don't look like deadlines. Tell him to move." Mark watches Brooke walking faster than usual. Mark, whisper, "What happened?" Say nothing. Mark nods slowly. Mark, "That's a lie." He leans closer. Mark, "Did you two finally stop pretending you hate each other?" Do not answer. Mark's eyes widen. Mark, silent. Oh my God. He smiles like he found his life's purpose. Mark mouths, "I knew it." Brooke turns her head slightly. Mark raises both hands and retreats instantly. Mark, "I'm not saying anything." Brooke narrows her eyes. Mark vanishes into the vents. Reach desks. Brooke sits, opens laptop, starts typing. I sit too. Phone buzzes, text from my mom. Mom, tell Brooke I already miss her. Stare at message, glance at Brooke. She's staring at her screen. Texting mom back, "I'll call you later." Mom responds instantly. Mom, I knew she was special. Close my eyes for half a second. Brooke's voice cuts in. Brooke, Anon, look up. Yeah. Brooke, we tell your mom first. Nod. Okay. Her fingers pause over the keyboard. Brooke, barely audible. And you're coming with me when I tell her. Chest tightens. Keep voice steady. Of course. Brooke's jaw flexes. Brooke, whisper, mad at herself. Good. She starts typing again. Wednesday, we tell my mom, because my mom calls at lunch. Mom, Anon, are you okay? Say yeah. Mom, don't lie to me, I can hear it. Close eyes. Look across the aisle. Brooke is at her desk fighting her keyboard. She looks up, sees my face. I cover the phone and mouth. She knows. Brooke goes blank. Then jaw tightens. Then she stands up like she's going to war. Tell mom we'll come by after work. Mom doesn't ask why. Mom, soft. Okay, I'll put the kettle on. Drive to my parents' house in silence. Halfway there, Brooke speaks without looking at me. Brooke, if your mother cries, I'm leaving. Say she might cry. Brooke, then I'm leaving faster. Glance over briefly. Tell her mom won't cry because she's disappointed. Brooke, how do you know? Because she already likes you. Brooke, stop saying that. Tell her it's true. She looks away again. Brooke, lower. I don't want her to think I did this on purpose. Tighten grip on wheel. Tell her she won't. But she will think Brooke is important. Brooke's voice gets smaller. Brooke, I'm not used to that. Nod once. I know. Brooke doesn't respond, but her shoulders drop a fraction. Arrive. Mom opens the door before we knock. She looks at me. Then Brooke. Smile is gentle. She knows it's serious. Mom, hi. Me, hi. Brooke, formal posture. Hello. Mom steps aside. Come in. Living room. Dad is there in his chair with a book open. He looks up. One glance at my face and his expression shifts. He sets the book down. Dad, sit. Brooke's eyes narrow slightly, but she sits. I sit beside her. Mom doesn't hover, doesn't fuss. Sits across from us, folds her hands. Mom, quiet. Okay, tell me. Brooke's fingers tighten on her purse strap. Clears throat once. Then, in the most Brooke Bennett way possible. Brooke, I'm pregnant. Mom goes still. Dad's face doesn't change. Then Mom's hand flies to her mouth. Not shock. Emotion. Brooke stiffens like she expects judgment. I watch Mom like it's a live wire. Mom blinks once, twice. Looks at Brooke. Mom, soft. Are you okay? Brooke narrows her eyes. Brooke, what? Mom, are you okay? Brooke blinks. She prepared for anger. She did not prepare for care. Brooke starts to answer. Glances at me for half a second, then back to Mom. Brooke, I'm fine. Too fast. Mom nods slowly. Dad speaks for the first time. Dad, is it Anons? Brooke snaps toward him. Brooke, yes, obviously. Dad nods once, looks at me. I say quietly, yes. Dad holds my gaze for a long moment. Dad, you're responsible. I nod. Yes. Dad nods back. That is my dad's love language. Mom takes a slow breath, leans forward slightly, eyes bright. Mom, oh, Brooke, honey. Brooke's shoulders tense like pity is about to attack. Mom, no, no pity, not for you. Brooke blinks. I almost laugh. Mom smiles faintly through the emotion. Mom, that's good. You're strong, but you don't have to be strong every second. Brooke's jaw flexes. Brooke, I don't need... Mom, gently cutting in. You don't need anything, but I'm offering. Brooke, almost angry. Why? Mom answers instantly. Mom, because you're carrying my grandchild, and because you matter to my son. That's enough. Brooke's lips part slightly. She looks away fast. Her grip tightens on the purse strap. Mom switches gears. Mom, okay, practical questions? Brooke visibly relaxes. Mom, do you have a doctor? Brooke, yes. Mom, are you eating? Brooke hesitates, trying. Mom's eyes flick to me. Mom, Anon, sit up. Yes, Mom. Mom goes command mode. Mom, you are going to learn to cook 3 meals. Brooke turns sharply. Brooke, he can cook. Mom, not enough. Brooke opens her mouth, then closes it. Dad's mouth twitches like he's almost amused. Mom looks back at Brooke. Mom, and we'll keep this quiet until you're ready. No gossip, no Aunt Carol. Brooke snaps toward her. Brooke, you can control Carol? Mom nods, deadly serious. Mom, I can try. Brooke stares, then gives a tiny nod. Leaving. Mom hugs Brooke. Mom whispers something in her ear. I can't hear it, but when Brooke pulls back, her eyes are wet. She clears her throat sharply and announces to the room. Brooke, I'm fine. Mom smiles. I know. Brooke speeds toward the door. I follow. Outside on the porch, she stops, stares at the yard. Quietly, she didn't yell. Step beside her. Tell her I told you. Brooke, she didn't judge me. Shake head. No. Brooke's jaw flexes. Brooke, almost angry. I hate that it makes me feel grateful. Tell her gratitude won't kill her. Brooke shoots me a look. Brooke, you're lucky I'm pregnant. Say probably. She stares at me a second. Brooke, thank you. Blink. Rare Brooke event. Ask for what? She looks away. Brooke, for not running. Chest tightens. Nod once. Never. Her shoulders drop a fraction. Then she patches the softness with violence, as usual. Brooke, but if you tell Mark, I'll end you. Almost smile. Promise I won't. Brooke nods, satisfied. Walk to the car. Realize the lie is dead now. No more pretending. Now it's real. And somehow, the scariest part isn't the baby. It's Brooke Bennett learning how to be cared for, without fighting it every second.